Have you ever wondered what happens when a rising tennis star becomes bigger than the sport itself? For Eala, that question is no longer hypothetical. At just 21 years old, the Filipino tennis sensation has captured headlines around the world, not only because of her remarkable performances on the court, but because her influence continues to grow far beyond tennis. Every tournament, every victory, and every appearance seems to attract more attention than the last. Fans are watching. Global brands are watching. And the business world is paying attention too. What started as the dream of a young girl from the Philippines has evolved into one of the most inspiring success stories in modern tennis. But here's what surprised many people. As Eala's profile skyrocketed following a breakthrough season, conversations about her future began shifting away from rankings alone. Industry insiders started asking a different question. Could Eala become one of the most marketable athletes Asia has ever produced? That possibility is exactly why every move she makes is now attracting enormous interest. From major sponsorships to exclusive collaborations, Eala's name has become increasingly valuable. Companies aren't simply supporting another talented athlete, they're investing in someone who represents determination, authenticity, and the future of women's tennis. It's a remarkable transformation for a player whose journey began on modest courts in the Philippines. Long before international recognition, Eala spent countless hours refining her game, dreaming of competing against the world's best. Those early sacrifices eventually led her to the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy, where she developed into one of the brightest young prospects in international tennis. The academy didn't simply sharpen her skills. It shaped her mentality. Discipline, consistency, professionalism. Those qualities became the foundation of everything she would accomplish later. Years of relentless work eventually paid off as Eala started climbing the professional rankings, earning victories over established stars and proving she belonged on the biggest stages in the sport. But success created something unexpected. She wasn't just winning tennis matches anymore. She was becoming a symbol of possibility. Millions of Filipinos suddenly had someone they could proudly cheer for at the highest level of international tennis. Young athletes saw someone who proved that world-class success wasn't limited by geography. That emotional connection dramatically increased her value beyond the court. Brands quickly recognized what fans already knew. Eala wasn't simply another athlete with impressive results. She represented an entire generation chasing bigger dreams. Her partnerships gradually expanded as companies aligned themselves with her growing reputation. Athletic apparel, telecommunications, financial institutions, sporting equipment, and lifestyle brands all recognized the unique appeal surrounding the young tennis star. Unlike many athletes who rely solely on performance, Eala's image has been built around authenticity. She speaks confidently but remains humble. She celebrates her Filipino heritage while embracing the international stage. And she consistently presents herself with professionalism rarely seen from someone so young. Those qualities matter enormously in today's sports business. Modern endorsements aren't based only on trophies. They're built on trust. Companies want ambassadors who can inspire audiences, represent positive values, and maintain credibility over many years. Eala checks every one of those boxes. As her popularity continued rising throughout 2026, industry analysts increasingly viewed her as one of the fastest-growing personal brands in Asian sports. Media coverage expanded. Social media engagement surged. Every appearance generated fresh headlines. Every tournament attracted more fans. And with every milestone, expectations continued growing. The momentum surrounding Eala became impossible to ignore. Whether she was competing on center court, participating in promotional events, or interacting with supporters, interest seemed to follow wherever she went. That growing visibility naturally opened new opportunities beyond professional tennis. Instead of focusing exclusively on competition, discussions increasingly centered on her long-term future. Could she eventually build a lifestyle brand? Would she expand into business ventures? Could her influence extend into fashion, youth development, or entrepreneurship? Those questions reflected something much bigger than sports. They reflected confidence in Eala herself. Because successful athletes eventually face a critical decision. Do they remain simply competitors? Or do they build something lasting that survives long after their playing careers end? For many observers, Eala appears to be laying the foundation for exactly that kind of future. She's still focused on winning tennis matches. But every partnership, every public appearance, and every carefully managed business decision suggests a broader vision taking shape. One that extends well beyond the baseline. And if her remarkable journey so far has taught us anything, it's this. Eala has never been afraid to dream bigger than anyone expected. But what happened next would convince many fans that her story is only beginning. But building a legacy isn't just about winning championships. It's about creating something that continues inspiring people long after the final match is over. And that's exactly where Eala's story becomes even more compelling. As her profile continued rising, industry experts began pointing to something that separates the biggest sports icons from ordinary champions. It's not just talent. It's the ability to connect with millions of people on a personal level. That's where Eala has quietly built one of her greatest strengths. Whether she's speaking with young fans, representing international brands, or celebrating her Filipino roots on the world stage, she has remained remarkably authentic. That authenticity has become one of her most valuable assets. In today's sports industry, companies are looking for more than elite athletes. They're searching for ambassadors who can inspire trust, represent positive values, and build genuine relationships with audiences across the globe. Eala fits that profile perfectly. Her growing list of partnerships reflects years of consistency rather than overnight success. From sporting equipment to telecommunications, financial institutions, nutrition brands, and athletic apparel, each collaboration represents confidence in her future, not just as a tennis player, but as a global personality. That's a rare position for someone still so early in her professional career. And perhaps that's why so many people believe her biggest achievements may still lie ahead. For years, Eala has balanced two demanding worlds. One is the relentless pursuit of excellence on the tennis court. The other is the responsibility that comes with becoming a role model for millions of young athletes. Neither role is easy. Professional tennis demands endless travel, constant training, physical recovery, and mental toughness. Meanwhile, public life requires interviews, media appearances, sponsorship commitments, and maintaining an image that reflects professionalism every single day. Yet somehow, she has managed to embrace both. That balance hasn't gone unnoticed. Sports marketing analysts frequently describe modern athletes as personal brands. The most successful ones aren't defined only by trophies. They're remembered because they stand for something greater. Hard work, resilience, discipline, hope. Those qualities have become closely associated with Eala. For young players throughout the Philippines, and increasingly across Asia, her journey represents proof that international success is achievable through commitment and perseverance. That's an impact that extends far beyond rankings. It changes perceptions. It inspires future generations. And it encourages more investment in the sport itself. As tennis continues expanding globally, stories like Eala's become increasingly important. They introduce new audiences to the game. They encourage children to pick up a racket for the first time. And they remind established tennis nations that new stars can emerge from anywhere. That's the true significance of her rise. Not simply because she's winning matches, but because she's changing expectations. Every tournament now carries greater anticipation. Fans eagerly follow her draw. Commentators discuss her development. Analysts examine each improvement in her game. Every season presents another opportunity to reach new milestones. And while rankings naturally fluctuate in professional tennis, one thing has remained remarkably consistent. The excitement surrounding Eala continues growing. Perhaps that's because people recognize they're watching more than an athlete. They're witnessing the early chapters of a career that could shape the future of Philippine tennis for years to come. Her story isn't finished. In many ways, it's only getting started. There will undoubtedly be challenges ahead. Every elite athlete experiences setbacks. Every champion faces difficult losses. That's simply part of professional sports. But history has already shown that Eala responds to adversity with determination rather than discouragement. That mindset may ultimately become her greatest competitive advantage. Because talent opens doors. Character keeps them open. As opportunities continue expanding both on and off the court, fans around the world will be watching closely to see what comes next. Will she climb even higher in the rankings? Will she capture even bigger titles? Will her influence continue growing beyond tennis? Only time will answer those questions. But one thing already seems certain. Eala has established herself as one of the most exciting young athletes in international tennis. Her journey from a determined young player in the Philippines to a globally recognized professional has inspired millions. And regardless of what the next chapter holds, she's already demonstrated that dreams backed by relentless hard work can become reality. For aspiring athletes everywhere, that's perhaps the most powerful lesson of all. Because the greatest victories aren't always measured by trophies. Sometimes they're measured by the lives you inspire. And judging by the growing support surrounding Eala, that legacy is already taking shape.